Oh, this is gonna go well. That's what's happening right now. Today I'm going to be putting to the test my earlier proclamation that I can make anything into a succulent planter. Welcome back to Sunshine and Happiness. Today I'm going to be turning yet another reclaimed item into a succulent planter, so stick around. Hopefully I won't be jinxing myself, but this one shouldn't be too hard. Oh my god, my eyes are watering, it's so bright. Alright, so it's really bright out here today. Sorry for the sunglasses. But the story behind this reclaim piece goes like this. For the last long while, we have been trying to downsize and move my grandmother. The process was very long and involved. She was a Depression-era child, so it was very difficult for her to part ways with anything that she kept. One of the things that made it easier for her to part with things was knowing that it was going to be used and loved by somebody else, whether it was at a local thrift shop or a family member that would take it and use the item. But by the end of this very long process, we were all starting to run low on space and patience, and I almost left this fabulous item to be thrown in the trash on one of the last days. It just somehow got passed over, but I just kept coming back to it and thinking about its potential. I was just so tired, and I really didn't have the artistic vision and motivation and energy at the time to think about bringing home yet another item that would just sort of sit around waiting for me to gain that inspiration. And then my mom told the story about how it used to sit in her bedroom as a child, and it housed her little pet birds at the time, and something about imagining my mom in her childhood years with all the pets in her bedroom just made it that much more adorable and charming and made me want to bring it home. So with a little bit of a reluctancy, I loaded up in my car, I brought it home, and it's been sitting on my porch, you guessed it, for weeks and weeks, waiting for me to have the time and the energy. But at this point, we are finally past all of that process, and I'm really excited to bring to life the vision for it. Like I said, I don't think this one will be too difficult, but cross your fingers because I might be jinxing myself. I'm going to attempt to just plant through the actual door here, which I think will be the most challenging part. There are little clips where I can take the whole entire thing apart, but to be honest, I'm trying to do it the lazy way. I'm also a little concerned because the age of this thing, that some of the little clips that hold the bottom on here, if I start to like bend them, that I'm not going to be able to get it back on in the right position, or that they'll break off. So we'll see how it goes. I might be taking it apart. I might be regretting taking it apart. I might be regretting saying this won't be too difficult, but cross your fingers. We're going to be planting some chicks and hens in here, which I gotta be honest, I wasn't planning for the pun of it all, but I'm really excited when I realized how perfect it is. One more thing I forgot to add. If you have been following along with my succulent planter journeys, you know that sometimes I can be stubborn about putting holes in the bottom of the containers when I thrift items or reuse family items. A lot of times I try to leave them in their original state just in case I decide I want to use them for what they're intended. But I've also learned the hard way that it is a major pain to constantly be dumping excess rain out of containers that do not have holes in the bottom if they aren't under the protection of my porch roof, because succulents do not like to stay constantly wet. So this little gem, as adorable as it is never gonna house birds again. It's rusty, it's old. I am gonna punch some holes into the bottom of it so it can drain out any excess rain and be low maintenance for me. So now we're gonna get started. I just realized this is gonna be hilarious because I'm gonna try to hammer inside of the door, but it's best if I can go from the inside down so the water can drain down. So this is gonna look weird. Don't judge me. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Never mind. Oh, this is gonna go well. That's what's happening right now. Alright, so that's not working according to plan. We're now at the point where we're taking the cage apart, so cross your fingers for me that I can get this thing back together. Hey, are you serious? Wait, does this come out? Wait a minute. Nobody told me. Oy. I didn't know it did that. Back to the plan. Fills it up with lots of tiny holes. Alright, that was the easy part. Now let's go try to fit these plants in here. My secret weapon. Remember these? That's where we're gonna leave it for now. I think I want to add a little sparkle to it, so I'm gonna go pick up a few things and we'll finish this up. So we went out with the girls and found a couple things, and we're gonna see what works best. This is my favorite choice, but we have to see if it fits. We have a few other options depending on size and shape. So let's see which one works. Trying to finish this before a thunderstorm, but if you can't hear, the wind is rolling in as we speak. Just a light drizzle. let's try that again. I knew a thunderstorm was coming at some point, but I didn't think it was gonna be 5 seconds after I set up on the porch today. So we are back in the mudroom, the place for all of our succulent building pots when it's raining outside. So I only have a few more little steps to complete this beauty, but it's like the adorable little finishing touches. So back to work. Let's see if I can fit this adorable one over in this other corner. A little twinkle never hurt. We're going to keep some of these little twinkle lights in place with a few tiny twisty ties, and then I'll trim them off. I still have to figure out how to hide this thing. As soon as it stops raining, we're gonna go hang this beauty up. Easy peasy. So what are you gonna turn into a planter this year?